Alright, so in last week's guitar lesson, which was EP 182, I showed you how to do this little blues rhythm and lead thing with a tempo change. Really cool lesson. If you haven't taken a look at it, make sure you do. But anyway, I played on this guitar in that lesson, and I didn't say a word about the guitar. I just went right through the lesson like I do all of them. And I tried to keep the focus on learning material. But I got all these comments from people on YouTube. I got comments on the website. I got comments on the forum on the website. And then I also got emails from people saying, what's the story with that guitar? You can't just show up with a guitar and not explain it. And you're right, I kind of did that intentionally because I wanted to create this video because this guitar is so special. I wanted to devote a special video to it. And I guess we'll start with the previous owner of this guitar. And what better way to explain who that was than to just let you watch a snippet of this clip here. So this guitar used to be Eric Clapton's guitar. He recently had a sale in Nashville and sold some of his guitars that were in his private collection. These were guitars that he played around the house, he used in the studio, and guitars that he used on the road. And this guitar was one that he used on his 2013 tour. He used it to play, there's some videos of him on YouTube playing Further On Down the Road, not Further On Up the Road. Further On Down the Road, and then also there's a clip of him playing Layla, the acoustic version of Layla on this guitar, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's like it's like overwhelming to me to think that I have this guitar now. But anyway, he sold a few, I think it was 20-something guitars, and I heard about it just via Facebook and had to jump on it. I missed the Christie's auctions that happened back in early 2000. And wasn't in a financial position to be able to afford one of them. Still not. I mean, they're very expensive, but I look at it as an investment, and I look at it as, you know, if I'm going to invest in something, I want it to be something that I've got my heart in. And I'm such a huge Eric Clapton fan. I have been most of my life, and what better way to honor that than to invest in him and his brand? And so that's what this is about. But it's even cooler than that because, and I think he would think this is cool. This guitar is not just going to be, you know, sitting in a glass case and never touched. I want to use it for lessons. I want to teach other people how to play his type of music. And what better way to teach it, or what better instrument to teach on than one of his actual guitars? So anyway, it all kind of made sense to me as I thought about it, and you know, kind of mulled over the decision as to should I even do this. You know, it's because it is a very expensive thing to buy, but it's so cool. It's so cool to have this. So the guitar is called a Gibson Byrdland, and for those of you that don't know what a Byrdland is, it was a line that Gibson released in the mid 1950s, and it was a combination of two guys. One was Billy Byrd, and the other guy was Hank Garland. That's where Byrdland comes from. It was their influence. Billy Byrd was he played with Ernest Tubb, more of a jazz influenced country player, and then Hank Garland was more rock and roll. He played with Elvis early in his career. And so I guess they came together and came up with like the perfect design that met kind of both of their styles, and that's where the Byrdland comes from. You don't see as many of those as you do like a Gibson ES-335 or obviously the Les Paul, but I've always been intrigued by them just because I see a lot of like Western swing players playing them, and there's some jazz guys that use them. And when I found out that the neck was the neck that was built off of Eric Clapton's ES-335, it like just piqued my interest even more because I always loved that guitar. So anyway, that's what the guitar is. Let me zoom in, and hopefully I can do this just by sitting here. But so what we have on the body, you can see some of these smudge marks and things like down in here. These were on the guitar. Those aren't from me, even on the pick guard. Those were, I don't know if those were from Eric Clapton or if they were from his guitar tech or who. But anyway, I'm trying to keep that stuff. I'm trying not to touch it. It's hard to do, and over time that stuff will go away. But I thought it was so cool when I got it. I figured they would just really polish it up and make it pristine. But no, they just pulled it right out of his collection, and that's what you get. So there's the headstock with cups with the custom on the truss rod cover. The block inlays, just beautiful. I mean, it really is. It's kind of like the difference in driving a, you know, if you're used to driving like a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry or something, and now you're in a Bentley. I mean, that's what it feels like. It's just very smooth. Here is the, it's got the 3-loop tailpiece, which is kind of cool. It says Gibson, it says Byrdland here. It's engraved. I don't know if that shows up on camera. Maybe you can see it, and you can see those smudges on there again. So that's what the front of the guitar looks like. Here's the back, just beautiful wood, and then the back of the neck looks like that. Pretty cool, man. So that's what the guitar is and what it looks like, and hopefully. Oh, the other thing is the pickup covers are black, but the ones that came are in the case, and actually I can show you the case. Let's switch an angle here and I'll show you what's in the case. Alright, so let me show you the case. So this isn't maybe the best angle, but this will do. This is the case that the guitar came with, the original case, and I've kept all the tags and everything on it and just kind of putting that away. This has got the custom Byrd label. I don't know if that was something that was stuck on by when he played on the road, probably, just so you could identify the guitars. Inside the case, in the little pouch here, there's a few things. Here's the book. This is the Gibson custom book. I think this is pretty standard with any custom guitar that you get. It's got the serial number and then Byrdland. Pretty cool. There's also the pickup covers that were in a little Ziploc bag here. These are the white ones. The one on the Byrdland are black. So I don't know if Gibson just threw in an extra set or if Eric had them replaced and then they just put the old ones in the bag. I'm not sure what the story is with that. But anyway, these were in here so I could change those out if I wanted. Of course, I wouldn't do that. There's a book on, you know, your customer care guide and, you know, all this little stuff, you know, that normally comes in a guitar. Here's something on the schematics. These haven't been opened, and there's the key down there to lock the case. But that's the, you know, it's kind of what you would expect. It's as if, you know, it had just come straight from the factory, and that stuff had really never been touched as far as I can tell. The other thing to point out, and this is something, so this came from Gruhn Guitar in Nashville, which, by the way, if you've never been to Gruhn Guitar, check them out. As a guitar player, you'll love them. They've got great stuff and really good customer service as well. This is a little book that had a few things in it. I did want some of this I don't want to show just because it's invoice and some of that, but it came with a picture of Eric playing the guitar. This was a picture of him at his house, I guess, which is kind of cool. But anyway, you know, it's just kind of neat. There's also a letter that was that came from him certifying that with his signature on it that this was his. It was in his collection, and I guess that's just for you know, collectability, which is great to have. All right, so now that we've talked about the guitar a little bit, let's go ahead and take a listen to it. So I don't have a real proper setup. I have one microphone in the room, which is sitting right here out of camera view, but it's picking up both my voice and the amp that's sitting in the floor. So it's not your ideal setup, but I think it'll be good enough for me to do a demo of this. I did want to mention that because I knew I'd get questions. So I'm playing through a Fender Blues Junior amp, going straight from the guitar into the amp, no effects or any pedals or anything. There is a little bit of overdrive on the amp. But that's so what we're listening to now is the bridge pickup, which is just fantastic. It's overdriven because of the humbucker pickups, but it's also bright and it's also clean. You're getting all three of those sounds at once. It's great, man. So I have the tone on about 8, which seems to be a good place on this guitar, at least to my ear, for that pickup. So there you go. So let's go ahead and switch between the two. Now we've introduced the neck pickup, so we get a little more low end. So it get a little more of a mellow tone as well. Really cool sound. I mean, I could do a lot with that. I mean, that would be great for jazz. It would be great for both rhythm or lead. That would be kind of right in between the two. Now, if we go up all the way up to the neck pickup, you get even more mellow. And right now, I've got the tone. Well, that's all the way down to like 1, which is a little too low, I think. But if we bring it up to about 6. Great. Now I would use this setting for like a real mellow thing, you know. That kind of thing. Well, there you have it. There's a look at Eric Clapton's 2009 custom-built Gibson Byrdland. Thank you, Eric. Awesome guitar. It will be taken very well care of, and it will also be played and used to teach other people how to play guitar. How cool is that?